Hey friends, it's me, Lisa Underwood. I am sorry that I have missed a couple of weeks. I totally didn't mean to. I was on vacation one of those weeks, and then when I got back, my kids had a couple of camps, and it totally left my mind. So thank you for being patient and waiting a couple of weeks for this YouTube about the health card systems that I use. It helps me to manage my moods by knowing what they are. It's an awareness journaling exercise. Sorry, crumbs in the mouth. And it helps with awareness and knowing what the next step is. It's a journaling exercise, and it is based off of the health card systems by Julie Fast. When I first got diagnosed, I wanted to educate myself right away because I knew I was going to need some help. And one of the things I did is went on, I think it's bp.com or juliefast.com. She has a whole set of books that I bought digitally, but then I printed them out because I like paper better. So I got them, I printed it out, and I followed them. I really loved, excuse me, have a little bit of a sore throat, but I decided to hop on anyway because I believe so strongly in this message. It's really, really important to get wisdom and get knowledge out there. And I'm going to give a little disclaimer in the first couple of minutes, just that I'm not a counselor, a licensed counselor, or a doctor, a psychiatrist of any kind. I am simply a massage therapist and a health guru, natural health guru. And this is my life and my experience, and that's what I am sharing. I have gone to counseling, I have gone to psychiatrists, but I am not one. And I've also gone to naturopathic doctors who are MDs and naturopathic doctors, all sorts of things. Functional medicine doctors, I've been to some functional medicine doctors. There's a lot of good help out there for you. But what I'm going to be talking about today that really helped me a ton is called the health card systems. And I'm not going to call it anything different. And like I said, it's a journaling activity. And you need to do it when you're well, or it helps to do it when you're well. And if you have some caregivers or some people on your support team, which I just realized I never talked about how to build a support network. So I guess I'll do that next week. But while you're waiting to form your support network, this is something that you can do for yourself, and it helps a lot. So what the health card system is, this is just a place to kind of keep track. It's a little bit different than a mood tracker. It's where you list your symptoms, what you can do about them, and how you can, who can help you with them, or how other people can help. Here's another way to look at it. Symptoms, what I can do, how you can help, because it can be super important to know what's going on. So under symptoms, I'll just give you an example. I'll write it right here with my dry erase marker. Let's say you have depression. And what you're going to write about being depressed is things that you do when you're depressed. What you do, what you say, what you think. You're going to write physical signs, emotional signs, mental signs. You might want to write what you eat when you're depressed. I always focus on what I eat because it's super clear to me if I'm downing a bunch of sugar that my magnesium is low, and that I need to up my magnesium, and I'll usually fall into some anxiety. So I pay attention to what I eat. Your spending, you might want to keep track of, or write, when I'm depressed, this is how I spend. Or, your social interactions, like when I'm depressed, I isolate, or I, whatever it is you do. And kind of like your level, your energy level and your exercise level too. So I'm going to write exercise too. So you want to keep track of these things. So when I'm depressed, Something that I noticed when I was depressed when I was younger, in my 20s, early 20s, I lived in a lovely town in California that was a tourist town. I was a massage therapist there. And if I get depressed, I say, I want to go back to California. I miss my friends in California. I miss the beach. I miss the sun. And that is like the very first sign before I start falling into depression. I'll say, I miss California. And I'll start talking about it and sharing memories about it. And so that taught me very quickly, oh, you are going into depression. And I have to decide what I can do. For me, when I'm depressed, for example, I have to get out around others. So things for me is I have to get out. I have to be around other people. I also like to volunteer if I'm depressed because it helps me feel useful when life feels hopeless. Another thing, I have to have really regular schedule. Like I cannot deviate a whole lot on my eating and my exercise. Regular schedule is so important to me. Another thing that I can do is to journal. And I might make some nutrition changes too. Is that everything? Oh, I have to exercise when I'm depressed. That takes a load off. Exercise. If it's in the summer, I like to get out in nature. If it's during the winter, then however you can exercise. Who I really like is Jessica Smith. TV. During the winter, Leslie Sansone. I love her too. So those are some things. And then if people ask, how can I help? Or you have a partner, a loved one, a roommate, a neighbor who is helping you and knows of your condition, then you can say, you can. For me, like my husband is one. And so something that he can do is give me a break and take my 4 kids. So he knows that's something he can do. Give me a break. He can help me make wiser food choices. Wise food choices. And he can remind me of the good times. Of the times when I have felt well. And he also reminds me of happiness. And remind me that, you know, when you're in a depression, anxiety, or a mania, and it's super uncomfortable, you think that's going to last forever. Forever. You think it's never going to end and your life is just going to die. And you think you're going to die. And it just seems so hopeless and you feel so helpless. And so one of the things, and I have a few friends who do this. My husband isn't my only support group. I have a very dear friend who lives in Boise, or I guess Meridian, Idaho, and some other good friends around me at this time. And they help me, remind me that this is just temporary, that I'm just sick, and that it'll pass. Because sometimes when you're in the middle of depression, that just doesn't work, you know it. And so what I did, so that's the health cards system from Julie A. Fast again. And then you can go through and you can do your different symptoms. In her book, Taking Charge of Bipolar, Julie A. Fast actually calls bipolar multipolar, which is true because there are so many symptoms. One symptom that I didn't even know I had for a long time, I just knew it was happening, but I didn't know it was called or what to do about it, called persecutory hallucination. So that would go up here too, and I would make a list. What I'm saying, what I'm thinking, what I'm eating, what I'm feeling, what I'm doing with my money, my social interactions, my relationships, my energy, my exercise, what I'm eating, everything. And people are like, why would you be so meticulous? Why would you take the time to do this? Well, the reason why you're so vigilant is because if you're depressed, it's not a wise thing. It's not a wise thing to treat anxiety. And if you have mania, instead of psychosis, then you don't need to be treating the psychosis. They're different symptoms and you treat them differently. You know, some of the things you do might be the same, but they might be different. And so it's so important to keep track of the symptoms and how they are different, and what you can do when you're experiencing these due to your symptom, depressed, what you can do and how others can help. That's why I put you can help by, maybe I should change this to help to make it clear. But this has been such a blessing in my life because it helps me realize my triggers. A lot of times your mood dysregulation is compounded by triggers. And Julie Fast asserts in her books, and I've read other books too, Potatoes Not Prozac, Am I Bipolar or Just Waking Up? They said all of those authors, I can't remember the authors, Kathleen Desmason's is Potatoes Not Prozac, and I can't remember Am I Bipolar or Waking Up, but they all said, like, if you can track it and notice it in the very beginning, you can prevent the worst of it. And that's what we want to do. We want to prevent the manias. We want to prevent the depressions and the anxiety, the psychotic thoughts, the auditory hallucinations, the persecutory hallucinations. You don't even want to get full swing. You want to be able to notice where you are and move back into a safer, healthier, more stable place. And so today I invite you to take 10 minutes, just 10 minutes to work on a system like this. Get a piece of paper, just like this, fold it into 3 parts. You can do this on columns on a computer. Mine are mostly on a computer, and then I print them out and I keep them in a book because it's a little flip chart. And then you can say, like, hey, this is happening to me. Can you help me this way? I've been having these symptoms. And then when you go to your doctor, you can explain the same thing. So I encourage you today to make this, whether it's digitally or on a piece of notebook paper or just in your journal. Write your symptom. If it's depression, anxiety, psychosis, inattentiveness, focus problems, even relationship problems, because a lot of relationship problems can happen when you're experiencing these. And what I can do, what are some self-help things I can do, and how you can help. I encourage you to look at these. To do this, just take 10 minutes and list a few things about what it's like when you have depression and what you do that usually helps, and how others can help you, because people are out there and they want to help you and they want to offer you hope and help, but a lot of times they just don't know what to do because the symptoms aren't very clear. And maybe, I know I hadn't even looked at this myself, and it is a great tool of self-awareness. And I can promise you, if you do this, that you will be much, much, much more stable. This is a great next action step to take. It will help you be stable. Your relationships will get clear. You'll be able to get the help you need. You'll know how to help your very own self. And that will be more stability and more connection for you and for your friends and family and support network that's around you. You'll be able to do better at your job, maybe not lose it or go through it so quickly and move on to the next one, or wonder, like, what the heck happened? You'll know what happened because you'll have recognized the symptom and how you acted and how you felt and what you thought and how you exercised and what you ate, and you'll have stopped it. So this is a huge, huge tool for success, and I know you can do it. If you choose not to, you'll stay in the same place, and your relationships could be rocky, and you won't be as stable, and you might get to that place where none of us like to go, where we don't want to live anymore and we're so helpless and hopeless. I don't want you to go there. I don't want to go there myself. And so I encourage you to do these, and they are a work. I didn't do mine all at once. I started one at a time. And I know you can do that too, because I do not want you to be hopeless and helpless. Suicidal ideation, that's another symptom that you can write down. I know that who you are makes a difference, and we need you in this world. Who you are blesses so many people. You are a gift to the world. And I promise you that if you do this, you will be a more effective gift to the world. Your life will be more stable. So please try the health card systems today. Take this time to help yourself and to help those around you. Thanks so much for listening today. It's Lisa Underwood. Sure love you guys. Take care.